strong.
Hello all and welcome to the channel. I am Master Gaming and today I bring to you the Wizard PvP Sorcerer build as of the StoneThorn patch, which is currently in PTS on PC and will be released on console very soon. So let's get right into it. Today we are running 64 points into Magicka and we are high elf, which will drive up our offensive stats. Nord will also work well with this build due to their base resistances and health, but it is not as important. As you can see, we have ridiculous amounts of max mag hitting up to 58k. We have 24k health in a PvP setting such as Imperial City, and we have a low stamina pool of about 9k. Our recoveries are very low too, however, but the build we are using with high mag means that high sustain isn't too important with our large Magicka pool. We have very high spell damage at 2.6k, but 3.2k when buffed with crit surge. We have 14k spell resist and 12k physical resist. We are squishy with this build, but our heals and our shield make up for this, giving us raw survivability. Now let's move on to our skills. I thought I'd change the system up today. We are running Crystal Fragments as one of our main bursts. We always do this when the ability is available to proc. We are running Crystal Crushing Shock, which has a 3.7k tick per bit of damage we're doing, totaling up to 9k. We're running Daedric Prey to synergise with our pet we are running. Daedric Prey is a very nice ability for our burst. You should always keep this up on the enemy 100% of the time. We are running Twilight Matriarch. Now Twilight Matriarch is a very nice skill as it allows us to heal very nicely, healing us for about 7k in PvP, and this ability can crit heal, so we're getting a lot of resources. We run this as well as Bound Aegis, increasing our max mag while slotted and passively giving us minor resolve. We need to run these two abilities on the front and back bar because we need their effect up 100% of the time. For our ultimate, we are running Ice Comet. Now Ice Comet is very strong. This is the Mages Guild ultimate. However, if you do not have the Mages Guild ultimate unlocked, I do recommend running the Atronach ultimate on the Sorcerer skill line, as it allows for a nice stun, it's a bit of damage on landing, and it's got a nice bunch of AoE damage to do when you're in a situation where you need that extra help. Now on our back bar ultimate we are running Temporal Guard. This is the Psijic Order ultimate. However, if you do not have access to this, I do again recommend for you to run the Overload ultimate on the Sorcerer skill line, as it increases your light attack damage while we're light weaving, so it allows for more damage all in all. But it does cost ultimate to do per light attack, so bear this in mind when casting. As I said before, we are running Bound Aegis and Twilight Matriarch on the back bar as well. We're running Critical Surge as our main booster for our weapon and spell damage, and it gives a nice 1.5k heal every second. We're running Hardened Ward with a 6k damage shield in PvP, allowing us to have a lot of resistance against enemies. Not many abilities can get through this shield, so it's always nice to have. And Rapid Regen. Now Rapid Regen is the vigour of Magicka classes. Rapid Regen heals us for about 3k every second in a PvP scenario. This can crit heal to be 5k per second. It is very effective to be running. Now let's move on to our armour. On the front bar for weapons we are running a Crafty Alfleek Inferno Staff, increasing our max mag a lot. As you can see, it increases our max mag by a total of 6k, as well as the fact that it's Nirnhoned, increasing our spell damage with a shock glyph that applies minor vulnerability to the enemy, increasing our damage done by 8% to that target. Next up on our back bar we are running a Crafty Alfleek Resto Staff. This has got a weapon damage enchantment on it, and it is infused, so we're getting that weapon damage enchant pretty much whenever we do a light attack with our Resto Staff. Next up we're running Kajolna's Nightmare. Now we're running our monster set in heavy, because we do not run any other heavy pieces of this build. It's not possible, because we're running 2 overland light sets. Now for those of you who don't know, Kajolna increases spell damage, but also after 5 light attacks on an enemy, it knocks them up into the air with a ghost skeleton hand and stuns them. However, If they cannot be stunned, which is when they cast an ability or they're blocking, they instead take 10k magic damage in a PvP scenario because they can't be stunned. So you are getting a lot, and I mean a lot of damage and burst potential from this monster set alone. We're running a full set of light armor body Necropotence, all in divines with maximum Magicka glyphs. Necropotence increases our max mag by 3k while we have a pet active. We have a pet active all the time, so we don't have a problem with that. And it increases our base Magicka pool by 3k without any special circumstances. On our jewellery, just to finish off our crafty Alfiq set, we are running 3 pieces of arcane jewellery with spell damage enchants on them to boost up our spell damage and increase our maximum Magicka pool even further. Now if we go to our champion points, start off in the tower. We have 30 points into Warlord, 5 into Siphoner, 100 points into Arcanist and 50 points into Tenacity, 35 into Shadow Ward and 50 points into Tumbling. We have 25 points into Blessed, 65 points into Elfborn, 60 points into Elemental Expert, 60 points into Spell Erosion, 60 points into Master at Arms, and no points into the Ritual Sir Mundus at all. Next up, we're running Ironclad, 60 points into that, Resistant, 60 points into that, Elemental Defender, Hardy, and Thick-Skinned, all with 50 points each, and nothing in the Lord Mundus. Now, I forgot to mention earlier that the Mundus stone we are running to pair up with our full set of divines is the Mage. Now, the Mage increases our maximum Magicka by 3.3k, as well as the fact that we are running the Artaeum Pickled Fish Bowl, increasing our max health and max Magicka by 4.5k. Also, fish seem to be attracted to me, so that is a big bonus, if you like fishing, I guess. And that is pretty much it for this build. I do advise people in Imperial City to, instead of running Necropotence, run this set in heavy armor. The set is called Imperial Physique. Now, Imperial Physique is very nice. Light armor builds can get away with running heavy armor, as it's always nice to have the extra health. The amount of resources you get from this 5-piece is ridiculous. You can see on the screen now that I'm going to put up a screenshot of my stats in Imperial City with Cuirass of Imperial Physique procced, and you can see that we have ridiculous resources, ridiculous health, and we are pretty much an unkillable god. There's actually some footage which I'm going to play at the end of this of me 2v1ing with this set on in a PvP scenario in Imperial City against 2 other people who are also 810. I don't know them, they are just a couple of people that I came across, so you can see how this handles in a real scenario for the Imperial Physique setup. My dueling footage is in the bottom right hand corner. I am dueling not AK as usual. And yeah, that is pretty much it for the video. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, guys, please drop a like and subscribe and comment for what you'd like to see next. I'd like to see what my viewers would like to see for me to build and publish on this channel. I will take a vote or do the most common request and do that in my next video. As always, thank you very much, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.